Lab-grown meat, also known as cultured or cell-based meat, has emerged as a revolutionary alternative to traditional meat production. This innovative approach involves cultivating animal cells in a controlled environment, allowing for the creation of meat without the need for raising and slaughtering animals. Its rise in popularity can be attributed to growing concerns over animal welfare, environmental sustainability, and the increasing demand for protein in a rapidly expanding global population. In this video, we aim to delve into the disturbing realities behind lab-grown meat, shedding light on the complexities and ethical dilemmas that accompany this seemingly progressive solution. As consumers, it is crucial to understand the sources of our food and the implications of our choices. By exploring the intricacies of lab-grown meat, we hope to engage viewers in a meaningful conversation about the future of food, the potential risks involved, and the moral considerations that come with embracing this new technology. Join us as we navigate this important topic and uncover the truths that lie beneath the surface. What is lab-grown meat? Lab-grown meat, also known as cultured or cell-based meat, is produced through a scientific process that involves cultivating animal cells in a controlled environment. This innovative method begins by extracting a small sample of muscle cells from a live animal, which are then placed in a nutrient-rich culture medium that encourages growth and replication. Over time, these cells multiply and form muscle tissue, resulting in meat that closely resembles traditional meat in taste and texture. Unlike conventional meat sources that require raising and slaughtering animals, lab-grown meat offers a more humane and sustainable alternative. The potential benefits include reduced environmental impact, as it requires significantly less land and water, and lower greenhouse gas emissions. However, there are also drawbacks to consider, such as the high production costs and the need for regulatory approval. Additionally, some consumers may have concerns about the long-term health effects and ethical implications of consuming lab-grown meat. Understanding these factors is essential as we navigate the future of food production. Ethical concerns. The rise of lab-grown meat brings with it a host of ethical implications that warrant careful consideration. One of the primary advantages touted by proponents is the potential for improved animal welfare. Since lab-grown meat is produced without the need for raising and slaughtering animals, it addresses some of the ethical concerns associated with traditional meat production. However, questions remain about the treatment of the animals from which the initial cell samples are taken, raising issues about consent and the ethical treatment of living beings. Moral considerations also come into play when comparing lab-grown meat to traditional meat. While lab-grown options may reduce animal suffering, they still involve complex questions about the nature of food consumption and the implications of eating meat in any form. Public perception and acceptance of lab-grown meat vary widely, with some consumers embracing it as a sustainable solution, while others express skepticism or discomfort. Understanding these ethical concerns is crucial as society navigates the future of food and the moral landscape surrounding our dietary choices. Health implications. The health aspects of consuming lab-grown meat are a critical area of investigation as this innovative food source gains traction. Nutritionally, lab-grown meat is designed to mimic the composition of conventional meat, offering similar protein levels and essential nutrients. However, the specific nutritional content can vary based on the production methods and the ingredients used in the growth medium. This raises questions about whether lab-grown meat can provide the same health benefits as traditional meat. Potential health risks associated with lab-grown meat consumption include concerns about the presence of additives or growth factors used during production. There is also the possibility of contamination during the cultivation process, which could pose food safety risks. Furthermore, the long-term effects of consuming lab-grown meat on human health remain largely unknown, as this technology is still in its infancy. Ongoing research is essential to understand how regular consumption of lab-grown meat may impact health over time, including its effects on metabolism, gut health, and overall well-being. As consumers, being informed about these health implications is vital for making educated dietary choices. Environmental impact. The environmental consequences of lab-grown meat production present a compelling case for its potential benefits over traditional livestock farming. One of the most significant advantages is the reduced carbon footprint associated with lab-grown meat. Studies suggest that producing cultured meat could generate significantly lower greenhouse gas emissions compared to conventional meat production, which is a major contributor to climate change. In terms of resource usage, lab-grown meat requires considerably less water and land than traditional livestock farming. Conventional meat production is resource-intensive, often leading to deforestation, habitat loss, and water scarcity. In contrast, lab-grown meat can be produced in controlled environments, minimizing the need for extensive agricultural land and reducing the strain on water resources. Moreover, lab-grown meat has the potential to mitigate environmental degradation by decreasing the reliance on factory farming practices that contribute to pollution and biodiversity loss. By shifting towards this innovative food source, we may pave the way for a more sustainable food system that addresses pressing environmental challenges while meeting the growing demand for protein. Understanding these environmental impacts is crucial as we consider the future of food production. Economic factors. The economic implications of lab-grown meat are multifaceted and warrant careful examination as this industry evolves. Currently, the cost of producing lab-grown meat remains high due to the advanced technology and research required for cultivation. While prices are expected to decrease as production methods improve and scale up, the market viability of lab-grown meat will depend on its ability to compete with traditional meat prices. The impact on traditional meat industries and farmers is another critical consideration. As lab-grown meat gains traction, it could disrupt conventional livestock farming, leading to shifts in market dynamics and potentially affecting the livelihoods of farmers. Some may face challenges adapting to this new landscape, while others might find opportunities in diversifying their operations. Consumer pricing and accessibility are also vital factors in the adoption of lab-grown meat. For widespread acceptance, these products must be priced competitively and made available in mainstream markets. Ensuring that lab-grown meat is affordable and accessible will be essential for encouraging consumers to embrace this innovative alternative, ultimately shaping the future of the meat industry. Future of lab-grown meat. The future developments in lab-grown meat technology are poised to transform the food industry significantly. Ongoing research and innovations are focused on improving production efficiency, reducing costs, and enhancing the sensory qualities of cultured meat. Scientists are exploring various cell types and growth mediums to optimize the texture and flavor, making lab-grown meat more appealing to consumers. As these advancements unfold, potential market trends indicate a growing acceptance of lab-grown meat among consumers. With increasing awareness of sustainability and animal welfare, more people may be inclined to choose cultured meat as a viable alternative to traditional options. This shift could lead to a broader range of products, including burgers, sausages, and even gourmet dishes, making lab-grown meat a staple in everyday diets. However, regulatory challenges remain a significant hurdle. The role of government will be crucial in establishing safety standards and approval processes for lab-grown meat products. As regulations evolve, they will shape the industry's growth and consumer confidence, ultimately determining the success of lab-grown meat in the marketplace. The interplay of innovation, consumer acceptance, and regulation will define the future landscape of this promising sector. In this video, we explored the multifaceted aspects of lab-grown meat, highlighting its ethical, health, environmental, and economic implications. Ethically, lab-grown meat presents a more humane alternative to traditional meat production, yet it raises questions about animal welfare and consumer morality. Health-wise, while it offers similar nutritional benefits, potential risks and long-term effects remain to be fully understood. Environmentally, lab-grown meat has the potential to significantly reduce carbon footprints and resource usage compared to conventional livestock farming. Economically, the viability of lab-grown meat hinges on production costs, market trends, and the impact on traditional meat industries. As we consider the future of meat consumption, it is essential for viewers to reflect on their food choices and the implications of those choices on health, ethics, and the environment. We encourage you to engage with this topic and think critically about the role of lab-grown meat in our diets. If you found this video informative, please subscribe, like, and share for more content on food innovations and the evolving landscape of our food systems.